DVR. You've seen her on Doug Loves Movies. She was a semi-finalist in The Last Comic Standing. You know her, you love her. Give it up for Amy Miller, everybody.
Hey, giving over Trevor Thorpe, your wonderful host, everybody. How you guys doing tonight? So wonderful to see you all. Happy New Year. We can still say that, right? Thank you very much. I just had my 35th birthday. Yeah, dude. It's kind of a non-age. No one cares unless you're actually 35. But for some reason, it was this weird milestone for me where I finally accepted that the window has closed in my life on me ever being like a trophy girlfriend for someone. Which is a crazy thing that we all want as young women. Like, and I'm just not, it's a different kind of hot, you know what I mean? Like, I know what's going on up here. I'm very cute. There's something going on. It's not nothing, it's something. But it's not trophy hot, you know what I mean? And that's a lot of the time what you guys are looking for. Because there is nothing that dudes love more than when your own friends also want to fuck your girlfriend. You love that. Not just your friends, your family members. You know what I mean? Like, you want to take a woman home for Christmas and be like, Dad, do you want to have sex with her too? 'Cause this is the only approval I need. It's just so crazy. And I'm just not that kind of hot. Like, I'm not trophy hot. It's a very different thing. Like, it's like you hitting that hot. You know what I mean? Like that thing between dudes that I assume happens. Like, sir, are you hitting that? Fuck yeah, dude. Fucking awesome. You guys can't see her. She's so beautiful. And it's a crazy thing because, like, you get all this credit, but she's doing literally all the work. Like, she's awesome. You're probably a piece of shit, and people are like, you did it, bro. Dudes love it. God, you live for each other's approval. It is kind of gay if you think about it. Just think about it. And I'm not trophy hot. Like, I'm not gonna be that girlfriend to someone if you're alone with your dude friends in a room and I'm your girlfriend. They might throw you like she's funny. That's it. That's all. She's a great cook. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just not. And like, I don't even know if that really happens between dudes or I just assume that this is like all, if I picture dudes alone, all I picture is like there's sports on somewhere. One guy walks into a room and he's like, bro, you hitting that? And another dude is like, fuck yeah. And then I don't know what happens after that. You guys like high five each other, maybe jerk each other off. I don't know. Not sure what happens. I just know I'm never going to be the subject of that conversation, and that's fine. I'm not a trophy. To be honest, as a woman, I'm a little bit more like a Stanley Cup, you know? Yeah, more impressive to Canadian men. And like, for whatever reason, like everybody that wins it is missing teeth and has an anger problem. I don't know what that is. That's just what I get. And that's fine. I'm okay with it. Because have you seen the Stanley Cup lately? Oh, the Stanley Cup is like sturdy, you know? It's got those hard curves. It's like utilitarian. You know what I mean? Like, you don't win the Stanley Cup and put it on your mantle and forget about it. Like, what you do is you fill it up and drink out of it and then pass it to a teammate. What I'm saying is, I'm just a little bit less like you hitting that hot and more like, yo, dude, you should hit this, I'm done. Can't keep it at the house, there's no space. You guys are so bummed out. I'm not criticizing myself. I'm criticizing male culture. Oh, I love those ahs, though. That's always my favorite thing. Excuse me? You wanted to yell something before, but now you don't want to yell something? It's weird. That happened fast. This is really important. Never mind. Yeah, we ask, and this, I'll be like your last chance to act up, really, because Baron's recording. So, like, if just fucking scream at me. Fine. Scream at the powerful woman, because you don't like it. But, Baron's amazing, and so you want to stay and see him. He's incredible, but if you do yell out, we're going to have to remove you. So just don't be a dick. But what did you say? I don't know why you don't want to repeat it. It's just really weird behavior to be like so dedicated to something and then immediately bail out. But we are in Portland, and you guys are a fearful place. I know, if you have something you're really passionate about. I can't even see who this person is. Are you a white dude with a beard? He is, isn't he? Do what you guys always do. Put it on Facebook and never confront me to my face, okay? I love that like round of ahs though about the trophy joke. Like I love it when that happens. Like women get so bummed out. Like I love it, and I don't want to bum you guys out. I don't want to be that comic. You're like, oh, we came to the Doug Fur to see Baron Vaughn, have a good time, have a couple drinks. And this bitch was talking about body issues. That's not. I don't want to be that comic. You know what I mean? I don't want to ruin your night, so I don't like to harp on that topic, and I'll get off of it right after this. Just one more thing. Because I feel comfortable with you guys, you know? Like, I feel like I can be honest with you, and I just want to share with you a weird fact about my body. Is that okay? Some of you look terrified. This is true. This is a weird fact about my body. Like, I weigh so much more than people can ever guess. It is fucking crazy. By the way, this is not a carnival. Don't yell anything out. There are no prizes for you to win. I don't have any goldfish back here. But I know that you have a guess. I've been up here for a while. You guys got a good peek. I know that you have a guess about my weight number in your heads, and what I can promise you is the real number is so much more than what you're picturing. It's fucking crazy. And sometimes people are like, oh, you wear it well, or you wear the right clothes, or you have a lot of muscle mass. It's none of that stuff. I'm pretty sure what's happening is that my pussy is solid gold. Weighs me down. Thank you to my believers in front. See a couple people over here are like bronze, maybe not buying gold, but it's really good. That's just true. I'm excited to be back in Portland. I just spent like 3 weeks in the South, and that was fun. I was doing some shows down there, and the South to me is a really confusing place a lot of the time because it has such a horrible history, but it's so beautiful, you know? And everyone's super nice. Like, if you're white, everyone is so nice. Really sweet in the South if you're white. And I was there, and I drove through like Tennessee and Mississippi and Alabama, and I kept stopping because I would see these amazing plantation homes. And like, plantation homes in the South to me are a lot like the Kardashian sisters. Like, I see it, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Oh, I'm not supposed to like that. Oh. A lot of black lives were ruined in there. Lamar's gonna be okay. Well, not in the long run, but right now he's fine. brought back this memory for me. And I don't know if you guys have this, but I remember the second in my life as a child when I found out that slavery was real. It was a real thing. Do you guys remember this? No, I'm just a better white person than you guys. That's fine. I know that. But I remember it so vividly because my favorite person in the world had to teach me what slavery was. My first grade teacher was my favorite person in the world. And it's not that I didn't know slavery was a word, because I was in the church. I was really Baptist as a kid. And I knew that there were slaves in the Bible. And the Princess Leia was one for a while. Both of those stories were made up. So I wasn't worried about it. It wasn't a thing that I thought I was supposed to worry about. And here's how I found out. I was getting into a car with my first grade teacher, and I was getting into a car with two other students, both boys. They're both black. My first grade teacher, Miss Shirley Reed, was black. I'm getting into the car, and I'm flirting with one of the boys, right? Started pretty early. But I'm flirting, like you flirt when you're a 6-year-old girl and you don't know anything, and you just like flirt by trying to control him, you know, because you learn how to flirt at home from your mom. And like, I guess this is how you talk to men. And turns out it is. It is that's how you talk to men. They need it. But he's not doing what I want, and this kid was like the first love of my life. Like I loved him so much, and I was getting so frustrated, and he just wasn't listening to me. So I grabbed this little boy, and then I go, "Well, if you're not gonna listen to me, I'm gonna make you a slave." I know, this is a pretty cool kid. My attitude has not improved, by the way. Somehow my teacher didn't slap me in the face, which is amazing. She made it a teachable moment, but she was doing that thing when a kid says something so awful that you can't not laugh. So she was like, don't. Don't. It's like, I don't care who you are. If you are a black woman and you teach first grade and you have to take care of this shitty little white girl, and she has just threatened to enslave all the other kids, that is funny. It's like, don't. And then she gave me the real one, like, don't. When you're like, oh shit, okay, I got serious. And she said, you can't say that to him. And I was like, why not? She goes, well, Amy, because at one point black people in America were slaves. And I was like, oh my God. Who did it? She said, bad news. It was white people. I go, oh my God. Like white people I'm related to? She goes, oh no. Sweetheart, no. Like white people who could afford to own shit. There were no slaves on layaway. Your family's fine. I'm so glad. I love you guys are like not sure if you like that joke, right? But the image of the crying 6-year-old me really gets you. I heard some hearts breaking. Which is funny, you're more heartbroken that I was crying as a small child than about slavery, and that's interesting. I'm so glad that the holidays are over, because I just like need a break from being invited to parties. I don't like parties really. Like a lot of people who know me think I'm very social, and I'm not. I like to be at home by myself. And mostly I had a bad start with parties. Like the first party I was ever invited to was also first grade. This is a big year for me, okay? Slavery, first slumber party, huge year. I got invited to a party, and when we got the invitation, like I didn't have friends as a child, so my parents got the invite, and they were like, Amy Miller? And they're like, okay, I don't know how you know she's in your class, but yeah, we'll drop her off. We don't want her here either. And I go and I show up to this slumber party, the first social event I've ever been invited to, and I quickly realized that a slumber party is just a time when you interact with your peers. And I want to get right the fuck out of there. But you can't run away from a slumber party because that's how you get kidnapped. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but in the mid-'80s, kidnapping young white girls was everyone's jam. It was like Aquanet and cocaine and kidnapping young white girls. People loved it. So I stayed at the party, and instead of playing with all the other kids, I decided to sit in the kitchen with my friend's weird uncle, who's promised me that if I never stop talking to him, he'll let me eat as much ice cream as I want. Yeah, I was a barfly at 6. That's concerning. And then sitting down with this dude, and what you need to know, especially for the former or current fat kids in the audience, is that it was Neapolitan ice cream. And by the way, it wasn't like a sensible Breyers carton. It was like one of those Costco buckets with a handle. This is just a tip from me to all of you. If you're buying ice cream for your home and it requires a sturdy handle, you're getting too much. Dial it down. And because it's Neapolitan ice cream, it's a really big job, right? Because it's not a real bite unless you get one of each flavor. So I'm just like fucking chowing down in this bucket while this dude talks about the war. And all the other girls are playing outside. Eventually it's nighttime and all the other kids come back in to go to sleep. And we go to sleep slumber party style, you know, like sleeping bags on the living room floor. And we all go to sleep, and I wake up a couple hours in, and I wake up because I notice there's like a hot soupiness in my sleeping bag. Just like a warm, moist, chunky situation. And I pull my hand out of my sleeping bag, and I look at it, and I guess because I had eaten a bucket of Neapolitan ice cream, that I've just diarrheaed all over myself at my first social function. But I didn't wake up right away. So I've just been flipping around in it. And have you guys ever left a microwave burrito in too long? And it just kind of implodes on itself? That's what I had made, a human diarrhea. Now, some of you hate that, I know. But one other time this week, you're gonna say diarrhea and you're gonna think of me. And you'll be like, she fucking said this was gonna happen. So I slither out of my sleeping bag, right? And I zombie walk down the hallway to my friend's parents' bedroom door, and I knock on their bedroom door, and I say the biggest fucking understatement of my entire life. So I go, I think I might have pooped. But I am covered in my own shit. And this mom and dad, they see me, and they're like, Jesus Christ. Or, whatever Christians say, wow. They pick me up and throw me directly into their bathtub. They don't even clean me up. They're like, your dad's gonna take care of this. Not long after, my dad shows up and he's carrying one of those boxes of garbage bags that you use for the leaves on your lawn. He's cut a hole out of the top of one of the bags and throws it over my shit-covered body, making me literal white trash, by the way, for not my last time. And he scoops me out, he throws me in his truck, which is also covered in garbage bags, takes me home. At this point, it's 5 in the morning, and my dad just strips me down, puts me on the front lawn, gets the garden hose, just starts hosing me down, and he's like, this is why you don't get invited to parties. So if you're having a party soon, please don't invite me. You guys have been